Hey guys, Junior from Ascend AI Solutions. In this video, I wanted to share a quick fix to up your reply rate for your cold emails, assuming that you are landing in the inbox and deliverability is fine. The issue is likely going to be the copy. So I just want to show you some quick fixes that I use to help fix my copy to get more replies. And so for those who don't know me, my name is Junior Ash. I'm the founder of Ascend AI Solutions. We've worked with a range of different clients to generate leads. Some of the nice words that they've said about us are here. Um, we've also generated leads for different industries. 54 interested leads in 2 weeks for this particular UK-based event. 12 interested leads in 4 days for a digital marketing agency. 11 interested leads in 7 days. 22 leads in 6 days. And then we just get positive replies. So all this just to say that we're not I'm not the smartest person in the world, but we know a little bit about cold email lead generation. So let's get into it. So we're going to talk about the quick fix and what that involves. And so essentially the first thing we need to know is like how do we measure our copy performance? And so for me, a strong reply rate is 2%. Anything above 2%, I know that I'm landing in the inbox. Anything below 2%, that's when I would double check deliverability issues. If you're getting less than 0.8% reply rate, you're almost certainly having deliverability issues. Now, um, the reply rate is one thing, but what we also want to get is also positive replies. And so, what this is saying essentially is that if we're getting positive replies that are greater than 20%, then that means that we've nailed the messaging. However, if the reply rate is less than 20%, that's when I would say the copy needs work. And so a way that you could look at it is that if you have high replies but low positive, it means that you're targeting the relevant market, um, but they're just not interested in what you have to offer. And perhaps it's also the CTA or the call to action is too strong. But generally, it'd be the offer or the CTA. And just remember that people don't engage unless they see value. If you've just got low replies overall, like I said, that 0.8% reply rate, if it's any lower than that, I would assess deliverability. Have a look and check if you're actually landing in the inbox. There's various tests that you can do um, to determine that. And then from there, yeah, it could just be a myriad of different things. But where I would start with is definitely, checking that you're relevant, checking whether your copy you have a great offer, and your CTA. So yeah, so essentially this is it. So three levers that control the reply rate. Small improvements here lead to big jumps in engagement. If we've got very good relevance, let me just make myself a bit smaller so you can see the words. Um, if our messaging is very relevant, so we make it about them, we speak to their specific situation and demonstrate understanding. This also ties back to very good list building. If we're making sure that we're scraping exact ICPs, the exact people that we want to talk to, and then speak to their pain specifically, that is what relevance is. Um, and bonus points if you can speak about things that keep them up at night and use words that they use. All of those sorts of things will help with relevance. Um, and then from there, if your message is really relevant, the next lever you could pull is the offer. So sometimes, um, you know, we're making an offer that's a little bit too big of a commitment for them, and so it may not be as appealing for them to reply. And I've talked about on this channel, ways that you can craft a cold email offer that is specific to tailor made for cold traffic, because um, you kind of have to approach strangers in a different way than you would a warm audience. And cold email is essentially a cold traffic outbound system. And then lastly, it could be the CTA. So just improving the CTA, lowering the friction, making it easy for them to reply, and commitment minimal can help. So yeah, so I would suggest definitely working on these three things. And then just as a final note, just realize that better copy equals better conversations. Um, and landing in the inbox doesn't necessarily guarantee high replies. It's your copy that actually gets them over the line to become interested in what you have. Um, So focus on message clarity and human connection, and just write like you're speaking to a real person that's addressing a real problem that they have. And then, and I would say like relevance is probably like the biggest lever. If you just improve the relevance by 20%, it doesn't increase replies by 20%. It often doubles or triples, and that's some of the results that I've seen myself. So um, I hope you've got some value from this video. Essentially, it's those three things. Just assessing whether your relevance, whether your message, whether you're speaking to the right people, assessing whether your offer is great, assessing whether your CTA is great. These are the three levers that can kind of push you in the right direction. And then, it could be also about split testing some of these things. So sometimes you have a really relevant audience, but then the offer itself needs to be tested. And I would also highly recommend that if you split test things, that you ensure that you ensure that it each one is so if I'm split testing the offer, I keep the relevance and the CTA the same for all the copies. If I'm split testing the CTA, I keep everything else the same. So that way you get a real a real good idea of what is actually driving the outcome. And I hope that makes sense. And I hope you got some value from this video. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, send me an email, drop me a message on LinkedIn, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. And have a nice day and peace.